Welcome to Barrel Brothers, where today we're back on the Racing Harts. I'm preparing to do the bolts around the outside of this thing at the moment, but look what came back yesterday, Arby. These things look so cool when they've had the machining done, don't you reckon? I'm very tempted to tear into them, but you know, with ADD, I tend to, oh, new project, yeah, and then lose interest in other things. So I'm forcing myself to actually do these now. So basically all I've got to do, the bolt place didn't have any non-serrated nuts. So I'm going to have to do it with these serrated ones, which means we've got to tighten it up on the bolt side, which means it's going to mark slightly the white inside the bolt head itself. There's not much we can do about it, but I do want the white heads. I think it just suits, you know, keeping everything of like the same color. I'm having a few thoughts about this disc too. I'm not quite sure how to get it to stay in there, because if you put a disc on, you really want just a flat disc with nothing on the front, and you know, to put any sort of clips you're going to need some pop rivets or something, or to, you know, you can't weld a clip onto the back of it because it's aluminium. Choice at the moment is go and see Miles about getting one 3D printed and then sort of sand it to a flat surface and paint it the same color, or I get some aluminium discs cut that are the right size to go in there, figure out some way of, I'm tripping over nuts at the back here. So, how many did you take off, Mark? One. And there it is. I could put a long screw and just tap like a hole in there and put a screw through that has it there, but then it's only held down on one side, so I'm not sure. And then it'll be a flat disc with a screw in it, but I might run it just at the start there with nothing. Just run it as it is. I suppose I could put a cap on there of some sort. That's a thought. Make a white cap, or just get like a white disc and put it in there and just have your wheel, like chrome wheel nuts or something. White wheel nuts? Nobody makes white wheel nuts. All right, so gonna have to figure out from here. Anyway, that's where we are now. I've had a little bit of an epiphany here, I think. So of course I got off the subject and I was thinking about center caps instead of putting the wheel together, you know, as I do. So I was thinking about these guys here. That hole is 70 millimeters. If I wanted to put one of these guys in, these are like 72. I mean, that style of that's not too bad, but I would have to sand that one back and paint it. Being ABS plastic, that will paint fine. You've got to be careful with thinners and stuff with ABSs because it will melt the surface, the acids in there. The other one is we've got our Casablanca caps for, you know, Casablanca mesh with the big hole. These are 72. That would possibly work too, but I think this type of style would be better. And then I remembered I had these. What are those, you ask? Well, let's open one up and find out. Just whistle amongst yourselves for a moment. Amongst other things, I like to keep a few caps around the place, and these are some Hayashi Racings. 70 millimeters diameter by 30 millimeters high. See, they will fit in that hole. How's that for style? We take the Hayashi sticker off and do a Racing Heart type logo in the center there, but powder coat the whole thing white. Style wise, it's about right. Everything's round, it's sort of fairly low key. That's the go. That's what I'm going to do. 4 of those, powder coated white, and then we'll sort some sort of a sticker for it. Made a couple of mistakes on the early ones. I got better as I went along. So these two, the second two, are really very good. This one's pretty good. This one has a few dramas. And that's where you can see here where I picked it up while it was hot, wearing the gloves. So what I'm going to try and do is use a bit of polish and polish that out, but we'll see how we go. I cleaned all the well, not all of it, but most of the red off. Some of it's just because it's baked into the surface itself, it's just not coming off. Now my next dilemma is I'm kind of liking those white bolts, I've got to say. To put that in there is going to break it up, and definitely not a black bolt. So I'm thinking, do I just go around here, take the nuts off, and put some fresh nuts on there and torque them up from the back. Probably be the easiest. I mean, all the bolts are the right size, which leaves the next one as the valves. Powder coat the valves. Just take the actual valve out of it, the rubber's off, and stick it through a hole with the cap on it and powder coat it. Can't see why I can't do it. I mean, you're not going to get any on the thread because we'll have it through a plate or something or other, make it all white. I think I'm talking myself into this. These guys are just about finished. All I need now is a car to put them on. Still a couple of weeks away. After a quick Google, they make every single colour of the rainbow except white, which technically is every colour of the rainbow. Like black is the total absence of colour, white is every colour mixed together, comes out white. So I'm going to have to powder coat these because that just doesn't look right. No, no. It's all white, those need to be white too. So that's what I'm going to do. Quick powder coating jig whipped up. I've zapped all of the valves out of these, all the you know, like rubbery bits, so you can see right through them. Just as a bit of an aside here, if you're doing powder coating of any sort, I would suggest you get yourself one of these laser. They're cheap enough. This is just a cheaper Zito one. This has been out for about 10 minutes now, but you know, it doesn't look any difference if it's like 200 degrees or 5 degrees. So one of these comes in real handy to find out this is still over 30 degrees. Invest in one of these, it's going to save you burnt hands. Well, they're out of the oven and they look pretty damn terrific. I'm actually pretty sure I've figured out why we got all those little lumps and bumps in the wheels, and that was because mixed up in the jar was some different white. So we've had two different whites mixed together, and obviously they don't mix. So I've got a beautiful finish on these, which I didn't get on the wheels because somebody's put the wrong white in the cup. Anyway, I cleaned everything out, cleaned out the gun, cleaned out the tub. I've got that little, that's all I've got left of the white, just that little bit there. But it was enough to do these caps, and lo and behold, perfect. Perfect, because even the valves, when I did the valves, that's still the old mix, and they had those little pock marks in them. Didn't really matter on the valves because they were tidy, you know, only when you look closely. So too late now. I mean, I don't have the gear here to take it all back off again, so we're stuck with it. But they look pretty good, they look reasonable, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with them actually. Slight edge on that one. It's under the bulge, so you won't actually be able to see it when it's in the wheel. Kind of needs another coat to make it the right colour. Back to the drawing board. Okay, now we've finished pissing around with centre caps. I think we need to actually finish these guys off. Now, as you can see, I've done the valves already, and the centre caps are done, and the seats are, not sure about those. We need to do the bolts. Actually, the first thing we need to do is protect the rim, as per usual. Now, what I figured I'd do is basically spin these guys off, put some Loctite on there, and put these ones on, and then carefully torque them up from the other side. We're doing sort of the least amount of damage to the bolts themselves. But the thing about that is those bolts are high tensile. They're already zinc plated, so doesn't really matter. But the problem is going to be this little bit of powder coat on the end of the thread. I mean, these going to want to actually come off. I don't know, let's find out. Yes, all right, good. Let's start ripping these guys out, except they get stuck in there. It really doesn't want to come out. I have just the tool for that, called a punch. Yeah, it was really in there, eh? Yep, good, good. Okay, they're all off. So now we're on with our blue Loctite. And the good stuff about this is it's a medium strength, but it doesn't go off as soon as you tighten or put a nut over the top of it. These types of glues are called an anaerobic. Anaerobic means no air. So aerobics is air, anaerobic means no air. It means you take the air away from it, and it sets. Does that mean if you squeeze the air out of this, it would go hard? I'm not going to try it. So yeah, just a little line or a little blob, enough to go around a complete thread basically. You don't need much. How to know when to stop? I was counting in my head. Now the next question is, are the new nuts going to go over the powder coat? Yes. The Technos and Phantoms, because they're welded together like the sandwich welded, so the lip is welded to the center and the barrel is welded to the center, those ones, it doesn't really, you don't have to do them up with any sort of a pattern. You just smash them out. These ones, or any three-piece type wheels, will need to be done up on a star pattern. What I like to do there is I'll start off like 1, 2, 3, 4, move around 1, 2, 3, 4, and just do them like that. It's probably the easiest way to do it. If you want to do 5, well, that's up to you. Now the powder coat has held them in from the other side. There's not much powder coat on the end. Here's a loose one. Actually, I'll show you. So there's not much powder coat. It's only on the very top of the bolt, and unfortunately in the hex, which is makes it a bit tricky. I thought it'd be a bugger getting the new bolts over the powder coat, but it's apparently not the case. I can keep waffling on, but Gian's just going to fast forward all through this stuff, so I can say whatever I want, really. Insurancecompany.com and speed cameras are a government. Some of my close circle of friends will know of my distaste of the insurance industry. They're not really interested in insuring you. They're interested in getting money out of your pocket, but they're not interested in paying out. The exception that I've had to that would be Shannon's, actually. Now, I'm not sponsored in any way by Shannon's. I have policies with them for my cars and my house, actually, house and contents. But yeah, I'm not sponsored by them, but every time I've had to deal with them, they are just very easy to deal with. So all's good. I wasn't that far off with these bolts. 36 Newton meters again. Oh, we've got no battery. When it's got bugger all battery in it, it tends to read a little bit wonky. So we're going to be charged up one. Seriously, if you're doing a lot of these wheels, especially like 40 bolts, invest in one of these. They just, because they've got that, and they're accurate, and they have a memory, they'll remember every single set of wheels that you've done. Okay? All right, here we go. So powder coat's hanging on to that key. 180 degrees. Cool. 90 degrees. 180 degrees. Ad infinitum. Now what I do is I'll go around one from when I started and do the whole lot again. 180, 90, 180. Ad infinitum until they're all done. Now I've got this one to finish off and another 3, so I've got, well, altogether I've got 80 bolts of these to do, so I'll just turn the camera off and then we'll come back when it's closer to being done. And there you have it. Just needs the finishing touch. Well, actually there's another finishing touch that it needs after that, but needs a logo. Working on that. I am looking at that red around the outside. I should have used black tape. Red's not a good idea, but that looks great. All right, only a lot more bolts to do. And there you have them, folks. Obviously they need a little something on the center cap there, and I've got an idea of what I want to go on there, but somebody with some skills that I don't have is going to have to do that for me. But yeah, I reckon they look really good. How's that? So basically all we need to do from here is, I've been tossing up whether to seal them or not around the outside. I think I will, just because it'd be bad to get a tyre on it and find that you've got a little pinhole leak through the weld somewhere or other. So I'll put some silicone on them. They need to have the sizes done. I haven't done the sizes. I don't even know how wide these ones are. That's it. Put some tyres on them. I've actually got 2 tyres. I originally bought, if you might have seen an earlier episode, some bigger tyres for the A3As that are on the car now. And the front ones didn't fit very well, so I had to go back to a 165, and that's one of the reasons I chose these and the Technos, is because they have a bigger barrel on them. So I think I can fit a 175 onto these ones. I think the wheels, the A3As are 7 inches wide, the Equip 01s are 7 inches wide. I have a feeling these are 7.5 for some reason. Damn it, I haven't even got my ruler on me. Is it in my pocket? Yes, it is, it is. It's stuck in there. This will give me a bit of an idea. Let's have a look. 6. No, they look like 7 inches wide actually. So they're 7s too, so we might just have to run the same tyres. But like, because I had the 165s that I first put on the car, and I had the 185s that I put on the rear of the car, I had 2 sets of both, so I can put tyres straight on them. But we'll see about getting that logo done. My scungy fingers. And yeah, white wheels. What am I letting myself in? So it's almost as bad as having like a really big black car. Anyway, we'll get the stickers done, we'll do some glamour shots, and that'll be it, they'll be done. You've all seen me do this 100 times, measure up the wheels. We've got our stickers here and whatnot, couple of rules in the calculator, of course, because I can't count in my head. Let's do it again. Look, there is a video of how to measure your wheels. I'll put it here. Last time I pointed there, but it's not there, it's over here. Okay, it's here. So, yeah, I'll smack this on my head and away we go. Okay, we've got all our gear here, we've got the stickers, we've got our rules, we've got our calculator. Clear, 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 and a texter. So, first thing we do, well, the first thing we do is get rid of the center cap because we're not going to need that. Face down. Now, the wheel is a 7.5. So they were bigger than 7. 14 by 7.5. Overall width is 215, 215, which gives us an odd number, which is going to be a little bit annoying, but we'll just get the next one up. So 215 divided by 2 equals 107.5. Now, we go down through the center to the hub. 105.5 minus 105.5 equals 2. So it's a plus 2. Plus 2. Easy. Now, what we've got here are a little clear panel that we stick over the top of the writing. So, A, it won't come off, and B, it can't be changed. Take YAR sticker, and I think we'll put it Takechi Project, Japan, I think Takechi Project, there. And we'll go straight underneath that, just down like that. There you have it, 14 by 7.5 plus 2. Perfecto, finished. Well, they're not actually finished. We need our logo, which is, I'm sorting that out at the moment. So no glamour shots until we've got the, until they're completely finished, but yeah, I think they're looking pretty good. White, see? I may have mentioned in passing that I'm a little OC. They didn't have a white roof and gutter, so this is actually a bathroom and kitchen, so it's sanitary grade, which means, I don't know. Anyway, we'll see how it goes. This is also the final for the Harts. I'll give you a very quick peek, but that's all you get to see. Thanks for watching the Barrel Brothers channel, and we will see you next time when we're probably doing Sunny Track stuff, or maybe the paint on the vehicle that those wheels are on, that you caught just a glimpse of. Freeze frame experts. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Look after yourselves. See ya. Why don't they sell white valves? Like purple, red, blue, any colour, black, green. You can get any colour you want. You get all sorts of bloody cats. Just a plain white valve. No. Another first for Barrel Brothers.